The storm has now arrived. Good day to you all, guys. It's S2EP06. We're now on to episode 6. Yes, haven't got any fingers left. I haven't got 6, so I had to do 5 and 1. So today, what we're going to discuss about? We're going to discuss about a bit different, but I hope you enjoyed this last weather vlogging video, global weather forecast. Hopefully that might do something to my subscribers and my views. But today we're going to discuss about theme park weather. Bit random, but we'll go on about it. So, what is it about theme park weather? Well, as you know, throughout any time of the year, in 3 particular theme parks, I believe, popular ones I would say, we have Disneyland Paris, Disney World Florida, and I think it's Disneyland or Disney World whatever, California. Now as we know, Paris, Orlando, I don't think it's in Los Angeles, but it's close to, or somewhere, but basically, what is the weather like there? Well, as we know hundreds of years ago, theme parks have been built. I don't know what gave them the idea to build theme parks, which is some story I have to find out, which we're going to learn later on this video. How have theme parks been built, and what weather can we tolerate with it? Let's start with Paris. We know Paris is the capital of France. But we know the weather is a bit warmer, but it's somewhat got slightly similar weather conditions there. I mean, like, Paris can, well, I mean, in the winter months in Paris, in France, let's say, usually they can get also quite plenty of rainfall during the winter months. Temperatures generally, well, I don't particularly know, but I think it's a bit milder, double figures, low double figures, maybe high single digits. It's usually the average. But sometimes Paris can see some snow. Doesn't happen always, but has been known for some extreme snow events in recent years in Paris, which I believe that can cause enough to close the theme parks, which can't really tolerate it well with this weather. So it's depending where the cold air meets as well. But we know spring and autumn are somewhat similar. Maybe temperatures are a bit higher than obviously here in the UK because it's further south, and we know, and it's a bigger land as well, so that's why the land heats up more than it does in this country. But as we know in the summer, I mean, mostly Paris sees really a mix of fine settled weather, but sometimes, you know, we can bring in some quite heavy thundery downpours. Last year, June, I seem to remember Disneyland Paris could be closed, I guess, because of the extreme weather we had back in June 2016. I remember London had its wettest June on record, or one of the wettest Junes on record, but Paris was somewhat affected badly as well. It also bore the brunt, where we've had some succession of low pressure systems bringing in a lot of rain, and obviously some thunder, lightning, and some flooding as well, which has been impacted on the Disneyland place. So just so we know, there can always be some disruption there. We're going to go to Los Angeles next. So as we know, well, I don't know whether it's in Los Angeles, but I think it's somewhere around California, maybe not far off to Los Angeles. But what I do know is that in Los Angeles, it's not as wet. I mean, in the winter months, you're more likely to have some disruption if you go into a theme park with the climate. Like recent years, parts of California, well, we know California's been hit by an extreme drought, which doesn't happen that often because of the lack of rainfall. But we know in recent months, torrential rain from month to month to month throughout this the winter season has brought in so much rain, so drought levels have appeared back to normal. But we know that can sometimes disrupt theme parks as well, because, you know, with extreme weather, sometimes it's not always that possible. But generally, California sees a lot of dry weather, about roughly 10 out of 12 months on average, I would say, predictably. We know that sometimes, yes, there can be some rain, but it's not really the place to experience such torrential downpours. Florida is the one. Orlando in Florida is the home to, I think it's actually the most popular place for Disney theme parks. I think it was built in Orlando. I can't remember what year it was built. I think it was around in the 20th century or maybe 19th century, where they had these ideas like build a theme park to bring Disney characters to life, because we know it might be someone who was a fan of Disney, was probably born in Florida, that made this theme park. I'm not entirely sure, but we're going to find out in a minute or two time. But we know in Orlando, like from October to April, maybe May, it's actually quite dry there in Orlando, with some rain from time to time, occasionally some severe weather, but it's not really as wet as we will have in the summer months. But we know that there can be some disruptive weather at times in Florida, and we know that can be an impact on the weather throughout the theme parks. But as we approach from May to October, well, probably late September, varies from year to year, but they have this rainy season because the tropical air, and they have this loads of like different wind directions. Like have this cooling sea front, and the way the winds travel from the tropical destination, and the way the clouds formed, and because of how much humidity there is, Florida can experience some severe thunderstorms nearly every day from mid-May to late September, early October, which obviously can disrupt the theme park weather quite often. It's known for fierce downpours, but sometimes, probably not always, but probably rarely, I would say, occasionally, they have been known to have had some hurricanes, like with Hurricane Andrew or Charlie in 2004, that has closed the Orlando Park attraction destination. I think, it's Walt Disney World, Universal Studios, they've closed down for a couple of days in August 2004 due to that hurricane. So it's been noted that theme parks aren't always going to be open all of the time because of the weather. So come with me now and we'll have a quick look at why theme parks are open and what weather impacts them. Oh, and as I said in one of the other videos, possibly I might be going to Florida in the summer holidays around July or August, so hopefully as well, I might try and film a little bit of like what it's like in Disney World Florida and stuff. I might always do that, but also about the weather. That's all I just need to mention about. Okay, now that I'm back home, we're now going to focus on when was the main Disney parks been built, in what year. So I'm going to do 3 of them. I know there's more than 3, but I'm just going to choose to do 3. Disneyland Paris, Disneyland California, Disneyland Park I believe it was called, and Disney World Florida. So let's start with Disneyland Paris. We know Disneyland Paris, I'll show you the text to be honest, which was originally called the Euro Disney Resort. I'm not going to be reading all the wiki page just because of the amount of time. Like we know, it's an entertainment resort very close to Paris, but it's actually in Marine La Vallée, a new town located 32 kilometers 20 miles east of the centre of Paris, and it's the most visited theme park in all of Europe, not surprisingly. So it is owned and operated by Euro Disney, S2EP06, a publicity traded company which the Walt Disney Company owns a controlling stake. The resort covers 4,800 acres, 19 kilometres, and encompasses 2 theme parks, many resort hotels, a shopping, dining and entertainment complex, and a golf course, in addition to several additional recreational and entertainment venues. Disneyland Park is the original theme park of the complex, opening with the resort on the 12th of April 1992, so it's been 25 years, can you believe it or not? A few days ago, wow. A second theme park, Walt Disney Studios Park, was opened in 2002. The resort is the second Disney park to open outside of the United States following the opening of the Tokyo Disney Resort in 1983. So there you go, you learn something new every day. Next we have Disneyland Park California, originally titled Disneyland. It's the first of 2 theme parks built at the Disneyland Resort, not in Los Angeles, I didn't think it was in, but it's in Anaheim, I can't pronounce it, I'm sorry, California, do apologise. Opened quite a long time ago, July 17th, 1955. So it was opened before Paris, well, France, I would say. It is the only theme park designed and built under the direct supervision of Walt Disney. It was originally the only attraction on the property. Its name was changed to Disneyland Park to distinguish it from the expanding complex in the 1990s. So Walt Disney came up with the concept of Disneyland after visiting various amusement parks with his daughters in the 1930s and 1940s. He initially envisioned building a tourist attraction adjacent to his studios in Burbank to entertain fans who wished to visit. However, he soon realised that the proposed site was too small, so after hiring a consultant to help him determine an appropriate site for his project, Disney bought 160-acre, 65-hat site near Amersham in 1953. Construction began in 1954, a year later, and the park was unveiled during a special televised press event at the ABC television network on July 17, 1955, on the day it opened. So since its opening, Disneyland has undergone a number of expansions and major renovations, including the addition of New Orleans Square in 1966, Bear Country, now Critter Country, 1972, Mickey's Toontown in 1993, and the forthcoming Star Wars Land in 2019. So opened in 2001, Disney California Adventure Park was built on the site of Disneyland's original parking lot. So Disneyland has a larger cumulative attendance than any other theme park in the world, with over 650 million guests since it opened. Can you believe that? In 2013, the park hosted approximately 16.2 million guests, making it the third most visited park in the world that calendar year. According to a March 2005 Disney report, 65,700 jobs are supported by Disneyland Resort. Crikey, that's including about 20,000 direct Disney employees and 3,800 third-party employees, independent contractors of their employees. Last but not least, we can't miss it out, Disney World, Florida. As we know, I'll read it on this one. The Walt Disney World Resort is an entertainment complex in Bay Lake and Lake Buena Vista, Florida, which is very close to Orlando and Kissimmee, Florida. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm sorry if I said it wrong again. The resort is the flagship destination of Disney's worldwide cooperative enterprise. So it opened. It was opened after California did on October 1st, 1971. Walt Disney World is the most visited vacation resort in the world, with attendance of over 52 million people every year. So the resort is owned and operated by Walt Disney Parks and Resorts, a division of the Walt Disney Company. It was initially operated by Walt Disney World Company. The property covers just over 27,000 acres, 43 square miles, 110 kilometers, hosting 27 themed resort hotels, 9 non-Disney hotels, 4 theme parks, 2 water parks, several golf courses, a camping resort, and other entertainment venues, including New Disney Springs. Magic Kingdom was the first theme park to open in the complex. That was in 1971. Followed by Epcot in 1982, Disney's Hollywood Studios in 1989, and the most recent Disney's Animal Kingdom in 1998. Designed to supply Disneyland in Anaheim, California, which had opened in 1955. The complex was developed by Walt Disney in the 1960s. The Florida project, as it was known, was intended to present a distinct vision with its own diverse set of rides. So, Walt Disney's original plans also called for the inclusion of the experimental prototype community of Tomorrow, Epcot, which that's what it stands for. So I'll say it again, experimental prototype community of Tomorrow, a planned community intended to serve as a testbed for new city living innovations. So after extensive lobbying, the government of Florida created the Reedy Creek Improvement District, a special government district that essentially gave the Walt Disney Company the standard powers, and autonomy of the incorporated city. So Walt Disney, can you believe it or not, died on December 15th, 1966, even before construction began. So without Disney spearheading the construction, the company created a resort which was similar to Disneyland, abandoning experimental concepts for a planned community. So I know this wasn't much about weather on this one, but the next clip will. Hold it. So this was in Florida, not too surprisingly. This was back in July 2009. Dark clouds. And this was in Magic Kingdom, so yeah. This is the kind of time where you don't want to be out during the storm. Believe me, they are scary. I mean, I was got caught by a few rainstorms in the theme parks when I was in Florida 4 years ago, with occasional close lightning strikes. So hopefully I'll be able to get those on film this year, if possibly if I will be going. I wish I didn't share him. Thank you. But at least some of them are having fun in the rain, but probably not safe when the lightning's out. As you can see, lightning is roughly 5 times more intense than in this country, believe it or not. Sometimes we can get the nighttime ones. Look at that. I think that's an anvil strike. It didn't actually hit the building, believe it or not. No, obviously not, but that was rounded. That's an awesome one. So this was back 8 years ago. Well, that's the end of this episode. So, I hope you found it interesting again. This was about theme park weather. I know there were some parts where it wasn't about weather at all, but sometimes it's also good to learn about the main concept of when the theme parks was opened and stuff, and I didn't know about it till today, so you learn something new every day. So, but guys, it's all up to you now. Comment below which the next episode you want me to do. We're already on 6, so we want to aim up to around near 30 episodes. So please comment below. I will remind you from time to time. So if you want me to do any more, no, sorry, better line. So what 7th episode do you want me to do for the next one of Weather Vlogging Season 2? You guys comment below, and I'll see what I can do for you. As well as that, if you want me to do any global weather forecasting for which place, comment below, and same for the Extreme UK Weather Events requests, although I might probably focus on the weather vlogging bit for now. I will also put a link in the description as well, and also I'll comment on there as well, so you get the drill. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope this video doesn't disappoint you again. But it's not always about the weather. Sometimes something similar related to that topic. But it's also good to learn about it as well. So no dislikes, hopefully, and positive feedback. And see you on the next video. The storm is now out.